something in your life going to change. I don't feel the Holy Ghost. I don't even know the lady, but I feel the Holy Ghost is going to touch your life. You feel my most sheet tie. I feel the Holy Ghost. Come up here. Can I talk to her for just a second? Come up here. It's all right. God put me in this way in the 80s, but I'll tell you what, you've been distressed on every side, but I'll tell you what, God's going to bring you into holiness. Did you know that? Because there's even heart for it. Did you know that? But the enemy's been trying to stop you for a long time. Seems like you get over one hill, there's a higher one you got to climb. Can you say praise the Lord to that? Amen. But I'll tell you what, I believe God is getting ready to bring you to a greater place in the Holy Ghost. Do you believe that tonight? You got the Holy Ghost tonight? I'll tell you what, God's going to give you more than a Holy Ghost. He's going to give you a purpose. And your life has been shattered. Your dreams have been shattered. Turn us around, God. Yes, Lord. Oh, praise Him. Tell you, Jesus is so strong here tonight. I praise the name of the Lord. He is so worthy tonight. Praise the name of the Lord. Let's just get right in here and praise the Lord tonight. He's with the Lord. So Holy Ghost is doing this for sure tonight, brother. Praise the Lord. I want to pray with you tonight, brother. God spoke to me about you. You know what? You got to build yourself up sometimes. Did you know that? Because you got everything coming against you right now. Take your hat off, would you please? I feel the anointing tonight. I don't know, but I'll tell you what tonight. I feel the anointing of the Lord. God spoke to me that you're gonna be ministering to some people. Amen. Now you may say, brother, I don't want that. But I'm gonna tell you, you need to get a mindset. Because you know what? You've got to understand it ain't about you no more. When you get your life to God, it wasn't about you. But it's about the grace and the power of the Holy Ghost. When you say, praise the Lord, you are a master of the Lord. And I say, Lord, I say, encourage you, God. I'm the power of the apostles in the day of prayer. And tonight, I tell you what, I see a light in your life. I see so light in your life, brother. And I'm telling you tonight, do not fear the prayer.
the water in the Bible represents the Holy Spirit.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
We know that, right? Okay. Listen to this. It says that flowing from under the threshold of the temple toward the east and from the front of the face to the east, the water was flowing from under the right side of the temple, south of the altar. He brought me out by the way of the north gate and led me around on the outside of the outer gate that the faces east, and there was water running out onto the right side.
Yeah.
Basically, what we're looking at here is water running out everywhere from the temple.
Yeah.
Listen, the Holy Spirit is flowing in our midst.
Yeah.
You know it's
Amen.
I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
listen, it don't take much to understand that the Holy Spirit's moving.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when it's moving. Amen? Okay? But listen to this. It says, and when the man went out of the east with the line in his hand, he measured 1,000 cubits, and he brought me through the waters. And the water came up to my ankles. And again he measured 1,000 and brought me through the waters, and the water came up to my knees. And again he measured 1,000 and brought me through the water and came up to my waist. And again he measured at 1,000 and the water, and it was a river that I could not cross. The water was too deep. The water in which one must swim, a river that could not be crossed. And he said to me, Son of man, have you seen this? Then he brought me and returned me to the bank of the river. Turn to Luke chapter 11. Luke chapter 11. Towards the end of the chapter. Luke's before you. Verse 24. Luke chapter 24. Did I say something wrong there? Luke chapter 11, verse 24. Listen to this. It says, when an unclean spirit goes out of a man, he goes through dry places. He said he goes through dry places. He goes through dry places. So what's the answer? Get in the water.
Amen.
Get in the water. You cannot be delivered and stay dry. You cannot be delivered and stay dry. If you get delivered and you stay dry, it gets pretty ugly. Because then it goes on and it says, and if he finds none, he says, I will return to my house for which I came. And when he comes, he finds it swept and put in order. That's when you got rid of everything. And you're keeping it dry. Then he goes and takes with him 7 other spirits more wicked than himself. Listen, we gotta keep ourselves in the water.
That's right. All right.
You know, so many of us have stepped in the water and the water's too cold. We go back to the bank. We gotta stay out of it. Stay away from the bank. Get in the water. Listen, I don't know about you, but I want to go swimming in everything. I want to be inundated. I want to be saturated. I want to be overflowed. I want to be filled up to the point that I am always in the river. You know what? They can come meet me in the middle. I ain't going back to the bank. I'm not going back to the bank. Okay? We have got to, because if we don't, if we go dry, if we get dry, we're going to have all kinds of trouble. Let me give you an example of someone that went dry. You'll know who I'm talking about. John Wesley. John Wesley, a powerful, holy man of God, had an awesome movement of God, such an awesome movement. You know what John Wesley's, his whole purpose was? John Wesley's whole purpose was to be so pure and to have an organized method. He had an organized method to torment the devil. So he started a religion called Methodist. You guys have probably met a few of them. They're great people. They're great people. But guess what? They're going dry. You know why I know they're going dry? Because I know that they just printed a magazine last week that said that they are really honestly considering allowing homosexuals to be priests in their churches.
Oh, no way.
How do you go from being such a holiness movement
That's right.
in just a short 150, 200 years, however long John Wesley's been gone now, that he started the Methodist movement that organized to torment Satan, and they came back. They came back sevenfold. So that's why it's important. That's why it's important that we do not allow dry spells in our lives.
That's right.
We don't allow them.
Yes.
How do we get away from them? We get in the water.
Yeah.
Get in the water.
Yeah.
You know, the best way I know to make something wet is get it wet.
Right.
Yeah.
We need a shower. We need the latter rain.
Yeah.
Listen, the latter rain is better than the former rain.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay? Listen, when Adam and Eve fell in the garden, okay, when they fell in the garden, what happened? They got kicked out, didn't they?
Yes,
They
it
got kicked out of the garden. God put two angels out there with flaming swords.
is. Yes.
With flaming swords. He said, these flaming swords you will not enter or you will die. So they did not allow them back in the garden. Okay? Guess what? God came back. He sent his only son to die on the cross for us, to fill us up, to overflow us.
Yeah.
He put it in us so much.
Yes.
Guess what? He took that sword, that flaming sword, and he set it right here.
Yeah.
That flaming sword is right here in front of me tonight, and the enemy cannot come near me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now the enemy cannot come in.
That's right.
That's right.
Listen, how many of you know the disciples, they hung out with Jesus for a while, about 3.5 years. They even, God commissioned them, Jesus commissioned them, sent them out to heal the sick, to cast out demons, to heal the blind, the sick. I mean, they saw Jesus do some amazing things. They saw Jesus raise people from the dead. They saw Jesus touch the leper and he was healed instantly. Now listen, I have not seen a leper, but I understand that it's like a very bad disease and they're real dried out and they're just afflicted. Their whole body just eats them up. Their fingers fall off. Their noses fall off. I mean, it's a sick disease. Okay, it had to be amazing to see a leper get healed.
Amen.
But when Jesus got ready to go back, he says, listen, tarry in Jerusalem until my Father comes. So I send the helper. So I send the power comparable to you. The power to fill you up, to do what you need to get done. Okay? And when he did that, what did they ask him? Did they ask him, how do we heal the sick? No, they didn't ask him that. How do we heal the lepers? They didn't ask him that either. They didn't ask him, hey, how do we heal the blind? They already knew. They were going to be able to do that. They already knew it. They've done it before. They knew that. What did they ask him? They said, teach me to pray. The disciples said, teach me to pray. Folks, I tell you what, I'm reading a book right now called Praying the Scriptures. We need to pray the Scriptures. Listen, God gave us this word for a purpose. He gave it to us for a reason. He gave it to us as a guideline. He gave it to us to know that we're supposed to get in the river. We're not supposed to go back to the bank. He gave it to us for a reason so that we would know what we need to do. He gave us this word. He loves it. God absolutely loves it when we read this word.
Yes.
But do you know that God is so tickled pink when we recite this word back to him? Listen, I'll give you an example. Read the scriptures back to God in your prayer time. Find a closet. Listen, you don't just listen. There was a guy that came into an office and he told the ministry, he said, listen, I've been praying all week long about this. I've been praying all week long about this. And I'm just not getting closure. I'm having a hard time. His wife was leaving him, okay? Sit down, the pastor says, okay. He said,